Good evening YouTube and welcome to FCB. I'm your host Adam Brody and this is a show about an angry Scotsman. This story takes place in London on the night of December the 21st, 1721 at a gambling joint by the name of Mr. Vandenen's house. Late that night several constables assembled outside of the house intending to search it for criminals. Unfortunately for them, within the house was a man named Charles McCabe. We will never know what exactly motivated McCabe. Maybe he was tired. Maybe he'd had a bad day. Maybe he just didn't like having his game of hazard interrupted. What we do know, however, is that the constables, on entering the house, were greeted with a Scottish voice yelling, "Damn it! Put out the candles! Here's the informers! Stand by me and we'll keep them out!" A Scotsman's bellow is a scary thing, even in broad daylight. In the sudden darkness, and followed by McCabe himself charging them, sword drawn, well, the fleeing constables probably required a change of breeches. However, McCabe did not follow them out into the street. Instead, he remained within the house to rally his fellow gamblers to resist the constables, with a piece of inspired Highland rhetoric. "Damn ye! The first that offers to come in or go out, or mentions anyone's name, I'll run my sword through him!" With any rebellion preemptively crushed, the next task was to deal with the constables regrouping outside. The riotous solution was simple, blunt, and shaped like a flurry of bricks, though one rioter, getting a bit excited, threw a chamber pot instead. Meanwhile, McCabe continued to fight the war of words. When one constable plucked up the courage to ask him if he would surrender, McCabe's answer was brief, but eloquent. "Come here and I'll surrender with my sword in your body!" Oddly enough, the ensuing court case made very little mention about how the night ended. There's an offhand reference to a highwayman being brought out of the house, but that's about it. We don't know whether the riot was put down by force, or if after 3 full hours of rage, McCabe just got a bit bored. McCabe did get punished for his antics. Fined £100 and sentenced to 5 years imprisonment, the authorities did their very best to ensure this was the last they'd see of Charles McCabe. Certainly his name does not appear again in the Old Bailey records. But still, this glimpse of him survives, and its existence shows history at its best. One of history's necessary evils is its focus on so-called great men, august figures gravely going about the business of shaping our future. Unfortunately, so blinkered is this focus that we can end up seeing the rest of history's multitudes as some shapeless, characterless mass. Until, that is, one Scotsman decides to be a complete badass for an evening, and you realise that the mass is made up of millions of people, some of them clearly insane, but all of them like us, with thought and character and feeling. History can be misleading, tricking you into seeing the great men as some select group with a monopoly on impressiveness. But of course, no such group exists. And finding out how brilliant the average man can be is one of the best things about studying history.